Addiction doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's the result of a complex interaction between various factors that increase a person's risk of developing a substance use disorder or addictive behavior. These factors can be broadly categorized into genetic, environmental, and psychological influences. Understanding these risk factors can help explain why some people are more vulnerable to addiction than others. These videos are made possible thanks to our amazing sponsors. Meet anyone for anything on the Introducer app. Whether you're looking for friends, romance, or something in between, Introducer has you covered. Download for free today. Experience a new heaven and a new earth in a virtual paradise and global community. Church has never looked like this. Your contribution can bring Earth 2.0 to life. Finally, if you'd prefer to watch these videos without ads, visit our mental wellness hub on the Happy app. Click the links in the description. Research has shown that addiction often runs in families, suggesting a strong genetic component. While genetics alone don't cause addiction, they can make a person more susceptible to developing it. Family history of addiction. If someone has close family members who struggle with addiction, they are more likely to develop addictive behaviors themselves. This doesn't mean addiction is guaranteed, but the genetic makeup may make them more vulnerable. Genetic traits. Some people may inherit a brain structure or chemistry that makes them more sensitive to the effects of drugs or alcohol. For example, they may produce more dopamine or have fewer dopamine receptors, which can increase the pleasurable effects of substances and make addiction more likely. Example: imagine two people who both drink alcohol occasionally. One person might have a genetic predisposition that makes their brain release more dopamine than the average person, making them more prone to craving alcohol in the future. While genetics can set the stage, environmental factors often play a significant role in whether or not someone actually develops an addiction. These factors include a person's upbringing, relationships, and life experiences. Family environment. Growing up in a household where substance use is normalized or where addiction is present increases the risk of developing an addiction. Children raised in chaotic or neglectful homes are especially vulnerable, as they may turn to substances as a way to cope with stress or emotional pain. Peer pressure. Social circles heavily influence behavior, particularly in adolescence. If someone's friends are using drugs or alcohol, they may feel pressure to join in. Over time, what begins as experimentation can turn into addiction. Trauma. People who experience trauma, such as physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, are at a much higher risk of developing addiction. Substance use often becomes a way to numb the pain or escape the emotional distress caused by traumatic events. Example: a teenager who has friends that frequently drink or use drugs might feel compelled to try substances to fit in. If they also come from a stressful or abusive home environment, they might use substances to cope with their difficult emotions. Mental health plays a critical role in addiction. Many people turn to substances or addictive behaviors as a way to manage stress, anxiety, or other mental health issues. Additionally, certain personality traits and mental health conditions can make someone more likely to develop an addiction. Mental health disorders. Individuals with conditions like depression, anxiety, PTSD, or ADHD are at a higher risk of developing addiction. This is known as a dual diagnosis or co-occurring disorder. People may use substances to alleviate their symptoms, but this often creates a cycle where the substance worsens the mental health condition over time. Stress. Chronic stress, whether it's due to work, finances, relationships, or health issues, can lead to addiction. People may use substances as a way to relieve stress temporarily, even though it ultimately exacerbates the problem. Personality traits. Certain personality traits are associated with a higher risk of addiction. For example, impulsivity. People who tend to act without thinking or who seek immediate gratification may be more likely to engage in risky behaviors, including substance use. Sensation-seeking. Those who enjoy thrill-seeking or novel experiences may experiment with substances or behaviors that can lead to addiction. Low self-esteem. Individuals who struggle with self-worth may use substances to cope with feelings of inadequacy or insecurity. Example: a person with anxiety might initially use alcohol to calm their nerves in social situations. Over time, they may become dependent on alcohol as their primary way of coping, leading to addiction. Similarly, someone with impulsive tendencies might quickly develop a pattern of using substances without considering the long-term consequences. These videos are made possible thanks to our amazing sponsors. Meet anyone for anything on the Introducer app. Whether you're looking for friends, romance, or something in between, Introducer has you covered. Download for free today. Experience a new heaven and a new earth in a virtual paradise and global community. Church has never looked like this. Your contribution can bring Earth 2.0 to life. Finally, if you'd prefer to watch these videos without ads, visit our mental wellness hub on the Happy app. Click the links in the description. Finally, although this course is free for you, it was not free to get it to you. If I have helped you, all I ask is to think about supporting me with a small donation to my Patreon account or grabbing my Happiness Handbook on Amazon. The links are in the description. Your help allows me to continue creating these courses, reaching others, and spreading the joy in every language.